Bubba, we look into the golden ticket seats today, and we have our intern Hattie is here today, and her parents have made their way here. Now,
swap out for
they didn't want to identify themselves a moment ago. They asked me to guess who in the audience looked like her parents, and I found them pretty quickly. Right there on the front row.
Oh yeah.
And
here she is.
And Hattie is she's
This
learning.
is like birthday at the elementary school, isn't it?
It is where they come, and the only thing that we're missing, we didn't have her make y'all a picture or something and put it up on the wall and or something like that. So your mom and dad's here, Hattie Shack.
Yeah, they're here. They're right there in the front row.
Right there in the old front row. They are. They're just precious, and I was a lot of people don't know this. We have not really openly talked about this on the program. That you're interning here, which is I don't think it's an odd choice. I think it's actually wise to be able to learn and have counter points of view, and then be able to talk about that. But you're a little bit of a liberal.
I am.
Yeah. And your dad.
Sorry, Dad.
Well, he told me a minute ago. He said, "People, it's easy to be a liberal when you don't have to pay taxes."
It all changes.
Yeah, and so look, I mean, my daughter has that. God love her. That little point of view is that little heart just bleeds, and that's typical of being young and foolish and
You don't grow out of it.
Yeah, honestly, I mean,
most all of us did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bubba told me this morning that when I have my first child, I'll become a Republican.
Boy, it does. It changes your whole point of view on things, doesn't it?
You'll ask the question why the people who cared so much won't give you a voucher to get a better school. Yeah. But they love choice unless it's where you want to take the kid to school. But anyway, so have you, when you came here, did you know that you were kind of coming into the belly of the conservative beast? I mean, did you know what you were getting into?
Yeah, actually, when I told my dad that I was thinking about applying, he was like, "All right, Hattie, have you listened to the show before?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, not really, but I know what they're about, sort of." And he was like, "Okay, well, you might be a bit of a minority there."
Right.
But yeah, so he warned me, but I knew what I was getting into. I grew up in Alabama. I mean, I'm generally the minority.
And you said your dad's pretty conservative.
He is, yeah.
Yeah. Where's Mom land?
Mom has an open mind. She likes to listen and learn, but she likes to wait and give her opinion when she's really passionate about it.
Well, that's good. Is that good? Takes in all the information.
Yeah, Mom likes that.
Takes in the information. No, I think this is great. I actually think that, people get this biggest misconception. You ever notice they'll even call in and say this? You deal with this because you screen phone calls for us. That somehow we really want to come on to a show that everybody that calls says the same things we say. That somehow we think, well, I know y'all don't want to hear an opposing view, and you'll screen people out. And really, nothing could be further from the truth. To me, being able to discuss opposing views and debate is I mean, look, our founders were outstanding at debate. Of course, they were much more intelligent than the population today, but they had.
And Rick, the whole country's made up of mongrels anyway.
Yeah,
so that's what we do.
I think trying to me, you don't really know what you believe until you're asked to defend it, and as to an opposing point of view.
Oh yeah.
And then some of it, really, honestly, I know we kid around. It really does come with age. I mean, there's certain things that when I was younger I had not faced yet, so my point of view did change based on how my reality changed. Responsibilities.
And I think as you get older, science and technology changes, and that answers some of your questions too. I mean, but basically, it gets down to questions of faith when it's all said and done.
Well, I mean, once that became the center of everything that you are, then you go, okay, if I have a biblical worldview, then things that oppose that, then I can't support because now it becomes a right and wrong. But when it gets into forms of government and the size of government and taxing and things like that, well, then you get a little more, difference of opinion. I tend to lean toward do things that have worked and don't do things that never have. Now that may be over.
But you got to live long enough to see that.
Right.
Yeah. Because on paper, all of it looks good. So it just don't work all the time.
So how has it been for you here so far?
It's been great. I mean, I really enjoy hearing the opposing views just because, I mean, what's the point of having my opinions if I can't listen to the other ones? So, so I've appreciated that. I've gotten to talk to a lot of really intelligent people that know what they're talking about. And
thank you, Hattie.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually just referring to Bubba when I say that.
Well, he's the smart one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, I ain't either. I don't want that label.
Yeah, right.
I'm dumb as everybody else here.
that is more believable with the stain on your shirt.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Chili, I flipped
I
it
know,
out this
I know.
morning. I didn't mean to. Right out of the gate.
But so
Just
now,
right out of the gate.
now, do you have your friends who may share your worldview right now? Going, what are you doing working on that show?
Actually, yes, I do, and they're like,
figured.
well, I mean, I don't really listen to the show, but I think I know what they talk about. But they're like, oh, all right, well, you have fun with that, okay, have fun. But
Well, you know what I noticed, and it's really happened recently. I have been shocked. I mean, I guess we all do it to a degree. I know there's things that I'll listen to or look at just because I know it will be an opposing view, just so I can kind of see what people think and believe that may be opposite of me, and then always reevaluate and be able to defend what you believe. But I've been shocked by the number of people that listen to this program that don't have our same view.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen that a lot lately. You know, people calling in going, look, but then they'll agree with us on something common sense. They might not agree with us something morally, but they go, but I sure do agree with what you're saying about freedom.
oh yeah,
You know, because I got news for you. Letting the government take away freedom is not good for any worldview.
right.
Not here. I mean, when we get to where you can't express yourself, we can all agree that's bad.
Oh, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. Now I know most people try to stifle one point of view. Now, you know, but as far as stifling the ability, I mean, you realize that's our whole deal. First Amendment's. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than that.
Have a conversation about it. Yeah.
Right.
Debate it.
And well, you know, and you're going to face. I mean, your generation. You're going to face a much different world than we faced.
Oh yeah, we're going to be the generation of change, and if it's not me, then it's going to be my kids, and that's what's really exciting.
Right. Now let's be careful what change is. You know, it's
Yeah, we've seen hope and change. We kind of want to go back to the way it was. It wasn't a lot of hope for us.
right. Now, are you more of a? Would you consider yourself right now? Are you independent? You think you're a Democrat? Are you a Republican? Conservative? Tea Party?
Well, I've always said that I'm not going to, like I said about my mom, I'm not going to vocalize any opinions that I may or may not have unless I have done my research and I know about it and I can defend it, because I hate listening to people talk when they can't support it. So socially,
What was that? Dude?
I was pointing to remind you.
Okay.
About Camp Sumatonga?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. We got to do
Yeah,
that.
we got to
Right.
talk about that.
Oh yes.
We got to get you a bench.
Yes. But socially, about a majority of social issues, I am very liberal. Very.
What about taxes?
That's one of those things that I am still learning about. And one day when I am
Yes.
paying taxes on everything, then
Yes.
by golly, I'll come back and tell Bubba all about it.
Right. Hey, now tell us about this camp.
Sumatonga.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
what's-
work at a camp in Gallant, Alabama.
Yes.
And it is called Camp Sumatonga, and it's absolutely one of the most magical places in the entire world.
Magical.
Yes,
Yes.
I've been going there since I was in 3rd grade, and I went there all through senior high school, and then I've been working there for the past 2 summers, and it's absolutely my home away from home.
So now, were you told that if you could get something positive on the air, that you may be recognized?
Rewarded for that.
Right. Well, I have this boss, and his name is Lee Paget, and he's a wonderful human being.
Hey, Lee.
Hey, Lee.
Yes, shout out to Lee. He loves the show. And he was like, Hattie, you should get Rick and Bubba to say something positive about Camp
Sumatonga.
And I was like, okay, well, what's in it for me? And he was like, well, what do you want? I was like, I want you to get a bicep tat of my name on your arm. And he was like,
That's big.
he was like, absolutely not. And I was like, all right, well, next best thing, how about you put a bench at Camp Sumatonga and get a nice gold plaque with my name on it and dedicate the bench to me if I can get them to say something positive on the air. And
like
he was
it.
like, deal. And so we shook on it, and here I am, and I'm getting that bench.
That's right. How about this? We've been very now, can you still call it Camp Sumatonga? I mean, is that disrespectful to? I mean, is that a?
Is that an Indian name? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean,
it's fun to
it
say.
sounds like-
Sumatonga.
Actually, it's a Himalayan word.
Really?
And it means
Look at her go.
It means yeah, I have to know this.
Yeah.
It means a place of rest and vision along hiking trails. It's actually like a pile of stones, and it's a place you can sit and put your pack. And it means that you can sit there and you can see the path ahead of you, but you can also look and see where you've been. And it's a place of just peace and reflection, and that's what we try to.
So it has
accomplish at
nothing to
camp.
do with any Indian tribe. or
No,
anything like
actually,
that.
it doesn't.
Well, okay, you're free and clear.
Okay, we're free. Talk
until,
about
until
it.
the Himalayan people get
Yeah,
back.
unless
Yeah.
we want to offend
Yeah.
them.
Right.
Yeah.
That'll kick up.
Well,
so
that-
don't worry.
Well,
So you
that's
can have
great.
your own bench.
How about that?
Well, y'all say something positive just in case he wants to get into the final.
I got to tell you, that Camp Sumatonga,
It's awesome.
It is.
I like to reflect at my past and look forward to my future.
Yes.
Sitting on.
And I loved it in the movie Purple Rain when Prince ran and jumped in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
It's magical.
It is magical. Now I'll tell you this: I don't want just anybody to be there working though. I want it to be people like our very own intern.
Yep.
Who's
Promoted.
It's
dedicated.
all people just like
Who's
me.
she's on her path, Rick.
She
And
is on her
she's
path.
looking forward, but yet still looking at her past.
I know it. Well done.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't let your past limit your future, right?
That's right. That's right.
Look
That's
how
what
proud,
I always say.
Look how proud your mom is right now,
She's just beaming.
and how hopeful your dad is.
I know.
Bubba, Rick and Bubba.